Friends, welcome to this edition of the Influencer Talks. Today on the show, we have a yoga guru, Rajee Ba, as our guest. Rajee Ba observes and teaches yoga, which is different from his perspective. He claims that he is redefining and demystifying the yoga, the old form of yoga wisdom and old age traditions in yoga, which were taught by Adi Guru thousands of years ago. So let's talk to Rajee Ba and ask him directly what he means by it. Welcome, Rajee Ba. Welcome to the show.
Namaskar.
So first, tell us about when you say that you follow the old wisdom and demystify what the Adi Guru taught. So what do you mean by it?
As I have explained you already, that basically from academics, I am a scientist, right?
Right.
And I thought that that yoga must have been different from today's yoga, which is a kind of workout, and it is taken all over the world as a kind of workout.
Right.
And on the contrary, yoga was all about getting rid of your egos, getting rid of lot of negativity out of you. But today's yoga, which is about nourishing your ego, right? When you become very strong, when you can do a lot of things and all that, you have a ego coming in to yourself that you are trying to become a superhuman or kind of thing. So I always wanted to do things from a different perspective. So I thought, and I meditated on it for a long time, that what kind of yoga the rishis and munis have been doing all these years. And I have what I have conceived is, that time of the yoga, this new yoga, which is called, we call it asana, which is physical yoga.
Yeah.
It's not mentioned much in the manuscripts and the old books and all that.
Right.
It has just came into the picture something around 200 years before. A lot of people like Krishnamurti and a lot of people have already explained this, that this kind of yoga was not there before. This has just recently came in.
Okay.
Right? So that, India was a country of this very special wisdom, and we invented a lot of things thousands of years before. We were masters of astrology. All these Vedas have already explained what we are doing today, right? And that time, all these yogis used to just sit and meditate, the higher kind of yoga. And they used to conceive, they used to download all this information, right? Like astrologically, we were very advanced. Ayurveda way, we were very advanced, and they used to see things. They used to have a vision about all these things. And this is how this information came in. Right. And slowly, like Ayurveda and like a lot of other things, we also gave zero to the word, and that way we knew exactly about planetary position and all those things, and all the events which come in astrological things. We knew it that time without any modern days equipment like laser telescopes and all these things. We knew everything even thousands of years before. So the yoga was in that form, that where you just be in sync with the universe, And we invented a lot of things. We wrote a lot of books. We wrote a lot of scripts. We wrote all about our body, and that way, that kind of yoga was very totally different. That it was all about knowing yourself. It was all about knowing how to be in sync with the universe. Or if you let me be more precise, that it was all about letting the universe flow through you.
Rajeeba, I
yeah,
will just have one question here before we continue with your perspective of yoga. See, what you are talking about, one is done by yogi,
yes,
but in today's form, what is taught by most of the yoga gurus these days is for
yeah,
masses. When you
yeah.
talk that you have to be in a divine form of bodily and mindfully, and but yoga as a health is
Mm-hmm.
more popular in masses. But can you
Yeah.
expect masses to follow what you are saying, where everything goes divine, where they have a family to,
Yes,
yeah, okay,
exactly. What I'm saying is that we are not ignoring that dimension of yoga, which is asana, which is totally physical,
right,
right?
right,
That is also important. Without that, you cannot reach the higher level. That kind of yoga are few earlier steps, which you have to go through,
right,
and that is it also gives you health. But the main purpose of that in the olden days were to get out of restrictions of your body.
right, yeah,
That when you do that physical part, right,
yeah,
you
yeah,
are you are you are able to sit, you are able to meditate, you are able to make yourself calm. When you make yourself calm, then you can also make your mind calm. So when, like, uh, I, I'll answer this question in a different way. That in last 30-40 years, people are doing asanas and all that. But what after that?
mm-hmm.
So that invented all kind of new yoga. If you see, there are many kind of yoga. There's like hot yoga, which is becoming famous because people have got bored with that. That we have in humans, we have a tendency of getting bored with one thing.
Right,
So when they have done all that physical yoga, now they are looking for higher things. So people gave them aroma yoga, and in some parts, in Germany, there is a new yoga which is called beer yoga. They drink beer with
yes, yes,
asanas.
yeah,
In Canada, there is a yoga which is called goat yoga. When you just kneel down and the goat comes and she does a lot of tricks with you. And so this, what we are trying to share with the people is that all the masters who have done all these things. Suppose you are doing Surya Namaskar, okay, which is a
right,
series of asanas.
yeah, yeah,
So for how long? If there is no further step from there, how long you can do that? After that, you just get out of that simply,
okay,
right? So
yeah.
the wisdom we are trying to share is to do that, and then
Mhm.
you take yourself further on this journey, okay?
how, how
And
how
where,
how do you define going further? If you could give some example that what you do actually.
yeah. So the wisdom we share is called Sattya Yoga, right? Satya is not the same Satya. It is that Satya also, but the meaning is a little different here.
Yeah.
The Satya word we use is basically comes from the high mountains. Even today, all those people, who do not, old people, okay, like our grandmother and
Yeah.
all those ladies and gents, whenever they feel not so good,
Yeah.
right? They say that today I don't feel too much Satya in me, okay?
Okay.
So this Satya is the word which is used for the inner force, which keeps the body, mind, and soul in sync. So this Satya is a force. It's a kind of unified force which we experience outside, but
Right.
this is a force within,
Okay.
and this force makes you stronger. It keeps the body, mind, and soul in sync, right? And in this yoga, we mainly work on our cosmic body.
Okay.
Uh, I like to explain you that we live in different type of bodies, but to be short and to be more effective, I'll tell you that we live in three bodies. Right,
Right.
one is the physical body.
Yeah.
We can touch, we
Mm.
can see, we can feel. Right.
Yeah.
Then there is a micro body. the subtlest part of us, right? And that micro body, you can also relate it with the soul and all that, right? In between that, there's a pure energy body.
Okay.
Right. And in Sattya Yoga, we work on this pure energy body, right? And we work on our energy, like, you know, from the scientific point of view, we say that everything is energy these days. You know, it was long time back, it was there that there were mass and energy and all that. But in today's modern world, there's only one thing, that we all are energies, you know. I am energy, you are energy, this house is energy, the river is energy, the mountains are energy, everything is a moving energy, okay?
Right.
And we are working on this energy, which is in us, right? I'll go further to that in 1 minute. But when we work on this energy, cosmic energy, okay? We work on a very quantum level in different part of the body. Okay, we work with each cell. We work with all these energy streams in us.
Okay.
Right. Which the yogis have experienced thousands of years before, and today in some part of the world they are also called as chakras, but we call them something different. Which I'll I'll explain you after, in case you have anything else to. So Sattya Yoga is all about working on your cosmic body. And when we work on this cosmic body, like here, this is the micro body and this is the physical body, right? And here in the middle, this is the cosmic body, okay?
Right, okay.
So when we work on this cosmic body, and then it starts giving result, it manifests in both sides. It manifests in the physical side, right? You become physically strong, physically good, right? And you become it manifests on the subtler part also. Your soul has more positive data about you. Your soul is more positive, pure. Like, as we all say, that when we leave this physical body, what remains here in this universe is the soul.
Right.
So when you even leave this body, when you go to further any kind of bodies, so your soul, which remains the same, is more purified, it has more data, it is more strong, right? It has more chances to be conceived in a better form of a body.
Right. So Rajee Ba, when you say that the body, the soul and the cosmic body, they come together, so there are so many points of, you know, skills, what we call it, or you say the talents, which you know, can get evolved further, or what is the use of bringing them together?
Very, very good question. You know, let me explain to you that, and let me explain you about the cosmic body a little further. Okay?
I have asked this question for a layman, you know, to understand that if they bring all the together, it's what benefit the person will get. That's very important.
Yeah. Exactly. It's another very good question you asked me. Very, very, very important in the sense that why we have to do this.
Yes.
You know? A layman will ask you that why you have to do this. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you know, when we work on our cosmic body, our cosmic body is a body, full energy body, right? It is made of a network of nadis, you know, and as you might have heard that all of us, we have 72,000 to 84,000 nadis in our body, right? And these nadis, you know, they work different on a, you know, physically we work on a different level, but on this energy body, these nadis, they carry all the bioelectric and biomagnetic signals in our body to perform. And these nadis, you know, which are spread all over our body, even a little bit outside our body, they are controlled by 114 junctions. You can, to understand very easily, you can compare this with a rail network, a railroad of a country, right? And where you have all these trains and all that, and this is controlled by stations. And these stations are there in our different part of our bodies, but our main part of this body which controls is along our spine. The spine in this wisdom is considered as the axis of our universe. Axis of our universe. We are all manifesting that big universe through this small body and mind. And the the spine there is the axis of our universe, right? So our spine has 9 important junctions. Junctions are a bigger station which are connected to all the directions.
Right.
And these junctions, which most of the people today say chakras, right? But these are junctions. These are high density energy areas, right?
Okay. Yeah.
In our body, right? And I'll completely change this to come to the very basic level. In humans, the flow of the energy, is downwards. In all of the humans, the flow of the energy is downwards. Which is for the survival. This is for the basic purposes of life, is that to survive, to take generations further, right? To reproduce. Nature is not interested in us to be enlightened. Nature is interested in reproduction, So the flow of the energy, when we take birth and afterwards, the flow of the energy is all downwards, And down the lower part of the energy is also called as the animal world. So when the energy is in the lower part, it is as good as, or you can say as bad as animals, So you live like the life of an animal when the energy is lower, okay, or it is flowing downwards. Like, what is the difference, in animals and us? We sleep, they also sleep.
Yeah.
We eat, they also eat.
Right.
Right. We make children, they make children. So basically, we have in today's world, with all this pollution and with this all modern situation, they sleep better, they eat better, right? They reproduce better, than most of us, So and when this energy is in the lower part, right? Our life is also like that, it's called as animal world, okay? So basically, the kind of yoga we share, which is the ancient yoga, it is not we have introduced, we have just redefined it, okay? And so in this, you have to change the flow of the energy and make it upwards.
Okay.
You change the flow of the energy and make it upwards, right? And there are different techniques for that. And when you change the flow of the energy and it starts penetrating the higher junctions,
Right. Yeah.
Right? All of us are born with one of our junctions stationed at. Whenever we take birth, our energy is stationed at one of the 9 junctions.
All right.
Right? It's already there. Unless you follow this kind of yoga and you try to elevate it. Okay? So you are behaving according to that. Everyone behaves according to that junction. Suppose your energy is at the belly, you behave differently. You are totally a different person, right? When it is at the heart level, you are totally a different person.
So what you're trying to say, Rajeevji, is that by doing this kind of yoga, you can actually activate those remaining functions.
Of course, when you work on their energy and when you start elevating this energy, every time this energy jumps to a higher level, you reach a higher level. You start behaving like a higher level.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you do this yoga, the end goal is to make the energy reach here. Right. If I can explain you by one of my paintings on the left, right? You see the Nabi is the center of the life, right? And in this person, the energy is going all the way up to the topmost part of your head, which is also called as the Sahasrara junction. So you see, when the energy reaches here, you are in pure bliss. You see a lot of lotus and all that, flowers. You are kind of in blossom,
Right.
And or if I show you on the right, these are the junctions, from the lowest part, right? Which is the base of the spine, right? And the lowest part also is the center of cosmic energy all of us have, which is also called as Kundalini. But it is called Kundalini only when it starts moving, when you are working on that.
Okay.
Right? So when the energy starts moving from here, penetrating all these junctions and reaching here, every time it jumps, you become a totally different person. Every time it jumps, you transform. So this kind of yoga is all about transformation. It's if you ask me what is yoga, I will say that yoga is all about bringing magic into our life.
All right.
So everyone who want to bring magic in your life, right, they should go for this, right? We are not saying that you are not doing asana. Asana is also important because that will kind of purify you. That will take away all the restrictions, you know. Like if you are not doing asana, if I ask you to sit quietly to feel the movement, you will not be able to sit. So when you are not able to sit, then you are not able to experience all this. So that is also important, yes.
So basically that yoga, what generally is popular today, is for your health, your physical being, and what you are talking is about, it's for the soul.
As I told you that it not only manifests in soul, it also manifests in physical body, right? If you see most of the yogis, right, you know, there's a kind of glow on your face, which that kind of yoga will never bring. This kind of yoga will bring glow to your face, right?
All right.
Yes, whatever you are, you know, it will bring. You have to glow. This is all about, you know, glowing. You know, it's all about being in blossom. So that yoga has limitations. This yoga is experiencing the horizons. It's all about exploring the universe, you know, outside and inside. You know, in our Vedic systems, we used to say that what is up there is in here, and what is in here is up there, right? So even when you go high up, when you are going in there, in yourself with this yoga, you at the same time you are going up there as well.
From a layman's perspective, how much possible it is for masses to follow what you're doing at their home? Now, yoga can be done, you know, physical yoga can be done, asanas can be done at home. So when you teach somebody about the soul and the cosmic body, so can that be practiced at home by masses?
Of course. You know, let me tell you about the basic misunderstanding in all kind of yoga. Everyone has it, right? All of us, you know, all of humans are basically uniquely different anatomically and metabolically. We are totally different. I will not. The one thing which is good for me might not good for you, okay, or somebody else. So one kind of asana, or one kind of thing which is good for me cannot be good for the whole world.
All right. Yep.
Right. What we tell our seekers who come to our ashram to do all these courses and all that, right? We tell them that you had to write your own book. You had to write your own Bible. You had to write your own Gita, right? One thing which is good for me will not be good for you. So while you are doing all these things, you have to explore that, okay, when I did this, what kind of effect I had. It's like having an orange, you know, if I have an orange and you have an orange, right?
Yeah.
You might feel good after having orange, but I will not feel good about after having an orange. So I might feel better with the orange or a banana. So one thing which is good for you is not good for me. Absolutely. So all of us have to go further, right? We don't have to just follow some yoga teacher or some guru is saying. Yoga is all about writing your own book. You know, you had to see, and then you had to find that this is good for me. And I come to your question that whether they can do at home, they can do at home better, you know, than doing outside. Or they can, for the kind of yoga we are sharing, right, which is the second level of asanas, is you need a place to sit, just to sit. You know, you need just 2 by 2 square foot place to sit. You can do it in the while you're traveling. You can do it on train. You can do on flights. It's all about just closing the outer world and just to be in the inner world. Okay, and you can do it better at home.
All right. Rajeeba, tell me, a young boy from Rishikesh. We started playing with at the banks of Ganga, and who finally did a master's in chemistry,
Okay, organic
became a
chemistry, yes.
scientist, and then finally sitting here today in front of me as a yoga guru. How this transformation happened?
I tell you, when in my childhood, Rishikesh was a very, very small town,
Right.
and the best part was that the Ganga was flowing through it, and most of our childhood was along the Ganga,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then that gave me chance. My childhood gave me chance to speak to a lot of yogis and babas on the bank who used to come from all over the world and sit on the banks of the bank. So it gave me opportunity. And that time there was no TV, there was nothing,
Absolutely.
Our time used to be most of the time along the river, swimming. Every day I used to swim across and come back, right? And play around the ashrams and all that. And then when I did my master's, then I joined a British company as an R&D scientist. And then after 1 year, I realized that if you want to be happy, you have to be close to the nature,
Absolutely.
So that I understood. So then I went to Delhi and I joined one of the leading company in the world, adventure company.
Okay.
So I worked there for 5 years, and that gave me opportunity to travel all over India, doing trekking, climbing peaks, doing safaris, running down the rivers,
All right.
and all kind of adventure for people from world over.
Yep.
And that gave me more opportunity to be in nature and to be in the wilderness, right? And that have created a path on me. And then I came back and I started our own travel company, adventure company.
Okay.
We are still the biggest adventure company in the area, right? Our bread and butter is still climbing peaks and trekking and running the rivers and ski down the peaks and all that. That is still there, right? But now, as an individual, my time is mostly trying to explore all this kind of the right kind of yoga, I would say rather, right? And then for last many years, right? I did my advanced course something around 30 years back, or even before, right? But we just did it, right? But now when I was trying to learn this right kind of yoga, right? When I sit every day, 4 o'clock in the morning, right? You enter into it, you create your own world, and every day when you are sitting at home and then you are trying to be yourself, when you are trying to do this yoga, you enter into a new world which you have created for yourself.
All right.
And you can even travel in time, in this. You can see things coming to yourself. You can see the events coming. You can see the people coming in your life.
All right.
Right? And let me explain you about your interview. I was telling about my daughter something on 15 days about that I'm trying to see an interview coming in. I'm not joking, okay?
Okay.
So after a few days you called,
all
okay?
Right.
So this is all about reaching what you are destined for. All of us, as being Indian, you must have known that there are 84 million lives one has to go through in India to be conceived as a human. So we never understand that how important this human life is, right? This human life is all about not only transforming physically, or this is also the transformation of your soul.
Absolutely.
On a very high level.
All right.
So,
yeah. So what I see at the background, what you just explained, the two paintings, are they done by you?
Of course. When my energy has started moving up, right, in 2015, right, I suddenly started painting, and I painted and painted and painted. And in 2016, one of our paintings were among the top 100 paintings of Europe and Poland, right? And they invited me there to one of the finest gallery there. Right? I wish I could show you that painting, but somebody has already bought it in Germany, so it's in Germany, right? So, so you start behaving according to that junction. So when you are on a higher up, like my energy is now moved to the higher level.
Right.
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 When your energy is here, you are known for your voice, you know, and
Okay.
When your energy is at the higher level, right, then you're, as I told you, that you are known for a voice. Like people have distinct voice. Like our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, you know, if he's you're listening and you say, "Oh, Mr. Modi."
Yep.
Like the Barack Obama, you know, they speak from their soul. It keeps coming. You know, they never see the paper and they never see this thing. Right, when you reach that level, right? So you are directly plugged into your soul, and then you are just going. You'll never see all these people watching the paper or doing any preparations, right? So when your energy, this only happens when your energy reaches here, and then when your energy reaches here, you start going beyond the self. You know, you start going completely beyond the self, and then your life is for others. Like a lot of people who are doing all these charities and they're doing a lot of things, you know, that only happens when your energy is stationed here. When your energy is here, you are known for your voice. Like you can also tell that Barack Obama, who has his energy stationed here, has not done yoga all his life. But I come to the same point with that we are born with the energy stationed at one of these junctions.
Okay.
Depending on our past lives, on our karmas of our past lives. And then the goal is here, like the Buddha, right? When the energy reaches here in the topmost part, you are enlightened, completely enlightened, you know. And then you are not for yourself, you are for the whole world, you are for the humanity, like the Buddha. So this is all about moving the energy upwards from most of us have our energy stationed at the lower junctions, right? And then you start moving it up, and then when it reaches here, every time it jumps to the next station, you start behaving and transforming according to that junction. Or you are transformed and you behave according to that junction.
Right. Rajeeba, if you are a painter, you are an entrepreneur, and you are a yoga guru. So if you were not yoga guru, what would you have been?
That's a very good question, you know. Then we are all Brahmins, you know, and a duty of Brahmin is to teach the society, you know.
All right.
So then like my father and like most of my family, you know, I would have been a teacher or a magician. So now my energy to my higher level, I'm trying to be a magician. I'm behaving like a magician.
Okay.
So I'm trying to learn music these days.
Right.
So hopefully next time when inshallah, if you take an interview after a few years, maybe we'll start with a song and or a bhajan.
Rajee Ba, the musician.
It transformed, you know, another transformation.
All right. Rajee, in half an hour, I'm sure it's very difficult to, you know, summarize everything. But I would request you, if you could, in a couple of minutes, you could show some kind of given kind of example, practical example. How do you do your kind of yoga?
I'll tell you one of the very basic things from where we start. Like every one of us does this Om, right? And at the same time, we are doing Om Namah Shivaya, or people are doing Om, and that's a very mechanized thing, you know, they are doing. So to move the energy upwards, you know, thousands of years before, they invented the sound, Om, you know, and as a lot of gurus like Guru Nanak, you know, he said, Ek Omkar, you know, that the Omkar was there when nothing was there, it's here and it's going to be there when nothing will be there. Right, so Om is the most important thing, you know, and it was there before the life in the universe, right? So when people say Om, right, that time, thousands of years before, it was invented to move this energy up.
Okay.
Right, it's not just Om, you know. Om is the sound of three junctions. It is the sound of Nabi, it is the sound of Vishuddhi, it is the sound of third eye. So when we do Om, right, and the sound of Nabi is like, I can go for many seconds. So to shorten it, then there's the sound of Visuddhi, the higher junction, and then the sound Sound of Visuddhi is O. And you have to go, oh. And the sound of the third eye.
Right.
There's no third eye there, but it's a junction here, high density, super junction. Right? And when you do the sound of the third eye, it's called ajna. And you are humming like a bee. It's, just if you do this, you will feel vibrations here. Right? If you are doing this, oh, you will have your throat contracting, you'll have vibrations here. And then when you are doing, your nabi will contract like this painting here, right? When you are doing, you start gathering energy from all over the lower abdomen, and then you will throw it up, right? So when you do, try it, it's for your viewers that if you are there doing Om, they divide into 3 parts, and then feel this energy moving up, right? Then they can do and once they do it 2-3 times, they'll feel something moving up.
Moving up. Okay.
Yes, and from there they can start, and sometime again when you have more time and for some another workshop, we'll try to explain people the deeper and higher techniques. But this is the basic. At the same time, it's very super technique, okay? And they invented a chord for this to move the energy up.
Right.
So people to start with can just sit in the corner, try to meditate, and with us, meditation is all about going beyond the body and beyond the mind.
Right.
So slowly, when they are doing this, they can start going beyond the body and beyond the mind, so that meditation might happen to them. People say that I've done meditation for 2 hours, 1 hour. Meditation is something that you cannot do. Meditation is not a human activity, you know. Our brain is super, busy in this thing. You cannot. But when you are prepared, when you are preparing well, meditation might start happening to you. It can happen to you if you are prepared, if you know things. If you say you're saying that I was meditating, no. Okay. You can say that I was prepared, I was preparing, and someday this started happening to me. So they can start from here as of now, and then later maybe they can visit us, or you can organize a longer workshop, right? And then we can go from there.
Right. So there is a lot to talk anyway. So we leave it for the next time. And thank you very much, Rajee Ba, for your time. And hope
it was such a pleasure to be with you, to be with your guest, and peace for everyone and transformation to everyone. That's our birthright, to be transformed.
Namaskar.
Thank you very much.